What's up, guys? I'm Jeremy, the producer. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Little Podcast. I am your host for today, but Ronnie is not here, and I have him on the line right now, and he's going to explain why. Ronnie, why don't you explain to the people as to why you're not in the chair today?
Was that your intro?
Yeah, I want you to nail the intro. I don't know how to do it. I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks now. I can't do it.
That was a little too low energy for me. Hey, how you supposed to do it? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Podcast. I am not your host, Ronnie From Nj. We are presented by Golficity, folks. I am stuck at work. Can't make it to the studio. I'm away. It's just a lot of crazy things going on in my life, but everything is good. Everything is positive. I just want to say thanks to my man Jeremy, the producer, for taking over so we don't miss a week on the show. Folks, I'll be back and better than ever next week. Jeremy's got some really cool stories he's going to share with you today. We're going to be talking about Pine Valley, accepting girls women for the very first time at the country club. That's an awesome thing. Excited for you, Jeremy. Do me a favor. Don't ruin my show. And everybody else, do me another favor. Keep it inside the leather.
And there you have it, folks. Ronnie from New Jersey, taking us through what's going to happen today. And yes, like he said, we have a packed show. But first, we got to do our call to action, people. Listen, if you like the show, like the show. If you laugh once or twice, subscribe to the episode. Subscribe to the podcast. And if you are already subscribed, thanks for coming back. So without further ado, let's kick it to our guest. Introduce our guest for the day, our guest of honor. She is Alyssa, a golf fanatic, avid golfer. And she's here today to take us through what she thinks of Pine Valley and just women in golf in general. It's been a big problem, so to say, hand in hand of why women golfers aren't being treated how they're supposed to be treated. And she's just going to take us through today. So Alyssa, thanks for jumping on the show, and we're going to have fun today.
Thanks for having me.
It's going to be super natural. We're going to be great. People are going to love you out there. Let's just do it. She's been a little nervous, but she's good now. She's telling you she's good. She's ready to rock. We're just going to have fun. This is ITL. We have fun all the time. You're lucky Ronnie's not here because that guy's loud. So you got me today. But first, let's just kick it to. Let's talk about you first. Your golf journey, how you got to where you are today, and where it started.
Well, about 2 years ago, I got my first set of clubs, and they basically sat in the basement and collected dust. Okay. And I would go to a driving range occasionally, but get really frustrated and leave. But all the balls on a bay.
Yeah, there you go.
Bay.
There you go.
So I started seriously playing, I guess, about a year ago during quarantine.
Right, there was nothing else to do but play golf.
Exactly.
Right.
My dad and my brother were going out, and I was like, I want to leave the house. Right. So I dusted off my clubs from the basement and started going to the driving range a little bit. Started hitting the ball. It was going straight, kind of. And then whenever I was bored, I would just go out to the deck. My dad had a little piece of rug back there, and we would just hit the little wiffle balls into the backyard. Then for Christmas, 2 years ago, I bought my dad one of these things that stick into the ground and the ball spins around it.
Okay, a little training aid.
Yeah, and I actually broke my driver on it.
So you were using the training aid. So you didn't just buy it for your dad. You were using it.
Well, I bought it for him, and then it was sitting in the backyard because he wasn't using it.
So you just said,
"Fuck
it,
I'll
just start
stuck
using
it in the ground and started using it. Okay. And then I hit the metal part, and the head of my driver flew off. Okay. So then I was without a driver, which was the only club I was able to hit anyway.
So did you start buying new clubs? So your driver fell off, right? And did you start buying new ones? How did you fix your driver head?
I didn't. I don't know. I figured, why am I going to waste my money on it right now? I wasn't really doing anything. But then I actually went out for the first time in July, which was my first time actually on the course. And I was like, I guess I probably should buy a new driver since the balls weren't going very far. Right. So then we played 9 holes at first at Galloping Hill learning course.
Okay, very nice course.
Yeah, love it there.
Love that place.
And then slowly I started moving to 18 holes, it was hard at first.
Right.
4 hours is a long time. You don't think it's a long time until you're actually out there, and it's wow.
Yeah. So you're already making golf purchases. You only been playing golf for about a year. People have addictions. Ronnie has an addiction where he can't go a week without the same club. So you started making golf purchases a year into golf.
Just one.
Just one golf purchase.
But the clothes, that's another story.
Okay, so yeah, so you started playing golf. So let me ask you. So I know this is a big factor on golf course. I mean, I'll admit that maybe back then I used to do this too, but not anymore because I've come to accept it that women are just they're everyday golfers just like us. I tend to love playing with other women. Usually on course I play with elderly people, and they're just great. They hit the ball straight, and that's so that. But I know a lot of time people do this is that I guess I don't even know what the right word is, but they automatically assume like if a group ahead of them is playing slow, they'll automatically assume that the reason that they're playing slow is because they have a woman golfer in that group. So take us through that. Have you ever been told in like a group or has someone ever said something to you along those lines?
No one has said anything about being slow necessarily, but it's always a thought in my head. So, like, can you tell me, is that what you're thinking? Like, if a group in front of you is playing slow and they have a woman in the group, are you assuming it's because of the woman?
When I was a younger golfer, yes, I'll admit that. But ever since I've grown to see more and more women playing golf, I come to find out it's like maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the other people ahead of them. Because what I see, women golfers seem to just keep it in the fairway all the time, and they hit it 100 to 150 yards in the fairway. So if they're doing that, it's not them. I tend to believe it's now the guys that want to show off for the girls. Maybe that's what it is, that they just start spraying balls all over the place, and they're starting to show off, and that's maybe the reason why there's slow play. So I'm just trying to break down and figure out, have you come to find out, realize, has someone ever said that to you, or what's your thought process behind that?
I mean, it's always in the back of my head. Like, right. I don't even take a practice swing sometimes. Like, if I feel like the pace of play is going pretty slow, I don't even practice swing. I literally just get up to the ball and I just hit it.
So you're scared.
I don't want people to be like assuming it's me. Even like the people we're playing with. Like, I mean, usually I play with like with my family, but if there's like another person in the group, because it's only my dad and my brother and I, if there's another stranger with us, I always get like uncomfortable, and It's like, I don't know, I think it impacts the way I play sometimes, because I'm just rushing just to hit the ball. I don't even really think.
And that's the problem I think that some people that we have towards women golfers is, listen, there's women golfers in this world, and they're playing every day just like men are, and that shouldn't be a feeling. Like, no one should feel that way, no one should feel rushed just because they're scared of the group behind them or scared of anyone else they're playing for, because you're an everyday golfer just like everyone else. Mm-hmm. And no one should feel that way. And I think that's what men or I guess golfers have per se themselves to be. Like, if you're not a good golfer, you shouldn't be here. But that's not the case. How many men golfers have we seen grown into the game and want to play this game, but they're not that great? Like, you could say yourself, like, you're probably better than half the people out there that you've seen, right?
I don't know about that, but I'm getting there.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to get to. So, all right, so let's kick it back to, you started playing 18 holes, and then now what are you doing like weekly? You play every week? You play every day? How's your golf routine looking?
I try to play at least once a week, maybe two if I'm lucky. You know, it's hard to fit into the schedule, but hopefully when summer's around the corner, I'll be able to play more and get better.
Right. Yeah, so no, I'm glad you touched upon the fact that, you know, you feel rushed even when no one has said anything to you, because just by the look that they're giving you, or just by the way they're acting, the way they're like hitting up on you. You ever got hitting up on yet?
Maybe once. I don't think they were like purposely hitting up. I think the ball went sideways and it landed right by my ankle.
Really?
But
did you look back and say anything to the people?
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm pretty sure my dad did.
Yeah, there you go. No, and that's what I think people are not understanding, that women are here and they're here to stay. I mean, women run this world. I'm not trying to say in any sarcastic way, but like, they run this world. And if you have a problem with women being in sports, I mean, then you have to like open up your eyes and see that they're all around us. So there's everything, the Olympics, there's women LPGA. That's what I want to touch on in a second here as well. But Pine Valley,
we didn't talk about the other thing.
What other thing?
Golf interactions.
Oh yeah. So yeah, let's get to that. No, and I'm glad you touched on the point that you feel rushed even by the people behind you. But have you ever been on course and, you know, has anyone ever said something specifically to you where you felt like some type of way about it when you went home, or you felt some type of way in the moment?
I think they've only said something to me once or maybe twice, but you definitely get looks out there too. Right. Like, even like the second I step out of the car with the bag, like, everyone's looking at you. Right. But one time on the course, like one of the first times I was ever playing, like maybe my third time out there, I was sitting in the cart because obviously I'm not hitting from like the white or the blue tees. And I was just sitting there. The group in front of us was driving by, and one of the men asked me if I was just there to sit in the car and look pretty.
Really?
Yeah.
He said that to you?
Yeah.
And he didn't know like what you were doing or anything?
I didn't say anything back because I was just so stunned, but...
So this guy just drove by you, said to you, are you just sitting in golf? Are you sitting in the cart just to take pictures and whatnot? And that's what you thought like this man per se to you? Like, where would you think he would get something like that? I know a lot of woman golf influencers like Paige Spearnik, Genevieve Madison, a couple other girls. They just go out there to take pictures. I know like Paige Spearnik's actually a pro golfer, but there's a lot of women golfers out there that are just there for the pictures and there to gain followers, I say. So would you think someone like that are they ruining the image of golf? Or
Well, I think that's like a lot of what men see is just that when they see a woman on the golf course, especially if they are taking pictures or like looking good. I feel like as a woman, like if you're out there wearing like a skirt or like anything tight, like they just automatically assume like you're not there to play or be competitive. You're just there just to look good and just to be there.
Right. That's not all they're there for. They're not there just to take pictures. They're there to play.
Yeah,
they're
women can play golf.
Else.
Women can do anything.
Women can do anything. Basketball, softball. They can do anything. You see it not now like rugby and football. Women football players, like the one woman from Vanderbilt, the kicker, who was out there kicking for the first time. Like she was breaking records. Like they do it all. So. Yeah. I would have to agree with you on that nature that, maybe they are ruining the image of golf for men. That's what they think. Like when they see it, let's be honest, you don't see a lot of women on the golf course, but when you do, especially wearing a skirt, looking good with a shirt, whatever they're wearing, they automatically assume, well, she's just here to get pictures and take followers and pick up on things that they're not really here to play golf. Well, that's portraying the wrong image for the girls that are there to play golf and are there to get better at the sport just because they love playing it and they enjoy doing it with their,
definitely.
like for you with your father or, a loved one or someone of that nature. They're just here to have a good time. All right, let's take it to Pine Valley now. So Pine Valley, if you don't know, I'm sure you know, is the number one golf course in the world. Literally the number one golf country club in the world. It's been rated on Golf Digest, Golf Now, the best country club aside from obviously Augusta and all that nature. But this is the number one golf course in the world. And they allow women members for the first time this week. It was a breaking news article. Check it out on Golficity.com, wherever you get your golf news. Breaking news this past week that women are allowed to be members. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I didn't even know that was like a thing that women wouldn't have been allowed at a golf club. But I actually saw it when I was like scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, really?
Right, so it surprised you.
I was a little shocked, yeah.
Yeah, so it surprised you. You all actually seem like I play golf on a golf course.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't people be allowed to play golf at a certain club?
I mean, I've played at a country club before, and there's women golfers. I mean, I know a woman member. I have family members that play golf that are women.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I was just shocked to learn that.
So what was your first reaction? I know you said you were shocked, but did you feel some type of way? Were you asking yourself why this was happening?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I was like happy because that's obviously
good. It's good for the game, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. As a woman, like I wouldn't even want to join that club knowing that.
You want to stick it to them?
Yeah, just like I don't know. They don't even deserve to have women members at this point.
Right. Would you feel some type of way if, again, like if you went to go sign up for a country club? Right, let's say we'll use Pine Valley for an example. We used it a month ago, and you went to go sign up there. You have all the money in the world. You want to play at the number one golf course, and you went up there to sign, and they go, "Well, we don't take women golfers, so you can't play her." How would that make you feel as a woman golfer who just?
I
loves
actually
the game?
saw something that women were allowed to play there on like Sunday afternoons.
So like
before now.
Gotcha.
So like once a week, but like I don't know. Why? I want to know how many women actually were going to just play there on Sundays because I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know.
You get to say that you played the number one golf course in the world, though.
I guess, but I don't know. At that point, I wouldn't even want to. Like, I wouldn't want to be somewhere where I felt like I shouldn't be or somewhere where, like, I'm not wanted.
So that takes it back to what we said before of how you would have always in that mind that I'm not wanted here and I don't want to, people don't want me here, so why would I go somewhere where I'm not wanted?
Yeah. I actually really am interested to know how many women would go out there and play on.
I'm sure we could find. We got to find that stat. We'll throw it up on the screen here. If you know, drop it in the comments below. But, so now... where do you think the direction should go? Should they start women leagues at this golf course just to let the women adapt to the culture that's going to be there? Because let's be honest, it's not going to be easy. I'm sure we're going to get articles every so often of how a woman was affected at a golf course because of what someone said to her. Especially, let's use Pine Valley for an example. It's going to be hard, like anything else, when there's change. People aren't subject to change. So do you think for these women going to this golf course for the first time, how do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be weird? Do you think it's going to be awkward? Are they not even going to pair a woman with a man to start? Like, how do you think it's going to go?
I guess it depends on, like, the attitudes of the members there. Like, are they accepting of the woman, or was it, like, a decision that, like, they weren't really happy about?
Right.
Like, it depends on the attitude of everyone there.
Right. So do you think, let's say it was forced upon, like it was the board of committee that allowed this to come in, what would you think the people, what would you think the feel from the members would be? Would they be welcoming? Would they be, not wanting? How would you think they
I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, on the golfer.
Right.
But It could be both. I mean, I'm sure some people are accepting of it if they want to like bring someone there, like a woman, their wife, anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, those people are going to be accepting of it. But like, I don't know, the people that are single and just out there to play a round of golf, they don't want a woman out there, I'm sure.
Right.
Maybe even people joined there because there was no woman there. So
Right.
you never know.
Yeah,
really.
that's actually a good fact. Maybe you had more members joining the number one golf course in the world just because there would never be a woman there. There was never a chance of slow play because of number one, it's uber exclusive. No one's going to be there messing up the round. But now, what if they're saying to themselves, "Well, why would I want to join this club? There's going to be a woman there. They're going to be slow play. Why would I want to play behind a woman because it's just going to mess up my round?" Especially at a country club, you're there to get your 18 holes in and get out as fast as you can because you can do it.
Yeah.
So I would have to agree with you there. And again, I played behind women groups too, and I have to say it's not fun because they do take their time.
As they should.
They do take their time, but no. To me, I don't care because I'm accepted to change. I'm accepted to women on the golf course. I don't care. You're there to have fun. I'm there to have fun. For me, I'm there for 18 holes. I'm enjoying myself, enjoying the nice weather, enjoying the nice course. So I don't mind it, but I know people who would. But I'm right there with you where, we don't know how the members are going to act. We don't know what they're going to say to these women. We don't know if they're going to be problems. They're sure as hell might be. But we don't know. It's all a question mark. But I'm with you. I would have to be interested in seeing what they would do moving forward and how they can adapt to change. I'm sure there's going to be articles out every week about this. But the first thing I thought about was, why did it take so long? Why did it take so long to invite women golfers as members? Like, it should be something that's just given. Like, women have been on this earth for
but
however
I mean,
many
like,
years.
when you think about it, who plays golf?
Men.
Middle-aged white men.
Right. But it hasn't been like that for quite some time now. Like, women have been in golf
but
for a while. There's the LPGA, which, like, women are working up towards just like men.
Yeah, but, like, you go out on a course, and that's the population that you see.
Is right, because that's the majority of what you see.
Yeah, well, I'm answering your question. That's why it took so long. It's
because you think it's just
in the game. I mean, like, even if you look at like clothes, like you go on like the Nike website and you look, and there's like two articles of clothing for every like 20 men's. Like the game, like even like the clothes and like the equipment, like it's not catered to women.
Absolutely. So that's another great point. Is you go on even the clothing website like golfnike.com or whatever, you're only seeing a limited option for women's clothing.
Yeah.
And so it starts there. So I think you're 100% on. If there's going to be a full 100% change, it has to start from the bottom up. Literally, golf courses, pro shops, clothing companies, clothing brands. So
I mean, even in the PGA store or anything like that, the section is super small compared to the men's section, which is so much bigger.
Right. So if there's going to be a change, it has to start in everything. You're going to go into your pro shop. You want to see a women's section just as big as a men's section.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, half the clothes that I wear on the golf course aren't even golf clothes. They're tennis skirts.
Right. So that's another thing. Would you want to see maybe or have you ever been to like a local PGA store or Golf Galaxy where, like what you're saying, you only see a limited number of options for women clothing?
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's just a one day for just catered to women?
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's the answer to all the questions. That it doesn't just start at the golf courses. It starts everywhere. You want women to golf more? Well, let's change the number of apparel that we offer women. Let's change the number of selections that we offer for women. Now you see women's clubs being offered, so that's good as long as where you go. But that's another limited selection, which maybe they're not getting the sales, whatever it may be. But if we want to change, we have to change it in everything. We have to change everything of like you said, the sections, and that goes back to what you said about not feeling like you're wanted. If I'm going into a golf store, let's reverse it. Let's say golf was just strictly a woman's game, and I'm going into a golf store or a golf course and I see a limited number of things for me. Like, well, why would I want to be there? I wouldn't feel wanted. I wouldn't. Yeah. It's the same exact thing, and I'm just glad that it's starting to change. But again,
definitely,
I feel, well, why did it take this long? So that would be my whole take on the Pine Valley situation. Drop your comments below. Let us know what you think of what's going on with women in golf, specifically at Pine Valley. Hopefully you haven't experienced anything like this, and if you have, hopefully it's changing fully, and we can move into a better direction where golf is just an accepting game for everybody. Because think about it, men and women do everything in this world together, and I can't say how many people I know would love to play golf with their loved one or their spouse or their wife or girlfriend, whatever, because it's fun for them. They're there to have a good time.
And anyone could play golf.
Literally anyone.
It just takes practice.
There you go. Have you been practicing for a long time?
I try.
You're practicing, or you're just a player?
I don't know.
You just play on course every day?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
would
don't
you
know.
go
I'm not a fan of the driving range.
You don't like the
I'll say
driving
that.
You see a lot of women at the driving range? Would you see a lot of women at the driving range than you would at a golf course?
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like boys just bring like their girlfriends or their wives or anyone to the driving range, but it's a lot different on the course. You don't see that on the course.
Last question I have for you. Okay, what do you think we can do as a golf community to see more women on course and everywhere in the golf tight-knit community?
I just say promote it more, like show more like things on TV with women playing golf, or advertise more clothes. Definitely make it more appealing to women. Like obviously, I think like before I even started playing golf, like you think of golf and you think of, like I said, like middle-aged men playing, and you need to like cater it more towards a wide group of people. So
a recent article out there from the PGA Tour was saying that there is a $40 million bonus pool out there for PGA Tour players who influence the game of golf, get more people to come out and play, get more people to watch the PGA Tour. And if you're someone who's doing that on your Instagram, through your social media, through your networking, you're going to be giving a bonus. So Paige Spearnik, which is a highly rated golf influencer on Instagram, Facebook, social media, I'm sure you heard of her, came out and said, well, I influence golf. I get people to watch the game. I get people to, play golf. I'm doing all this stuff throughout the golf community. I should have a piece of that. I'm sure there are many other influencers out there, just like someone like Golficity, just like, Piers and Andy, me and my golf, who are influencing the game of golf, getting more people to play and watch golf just as a whole. So my question to you is, Alyssa, if you had a whole bunch of followers, you're influencing the game, you have your own website, you're putting out content every day, getting more people interested in the game of golf, would you feel that you should have a piece of this $40 million bonus pool?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she shouldn't have even had to make that statement. They should have just offered it to her, included in that. I mean, she's promoting it towards women. Like, women do things when they see other women doing it. Right. And so if they want more people to play the game, they need to. So,
and that goes back to what you said of how, make it successful to women, make it categorize more to women. So that's another thing. You want more people to play golf. Well, there's half the population is women, if not of a majority, who want to play golf as well. So if you have a woman as the face of golf, promoting golf, that would make more women want to play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a woman isn't going to want to do something because they see a man doing it. They see another woman, they want to, it encourages them to do the same.
So for you specifically, and we'll end on this. You would be more comfortable learning from another woman, not learning from a man. So, like, let's say you wanted to go get lessons from somebody. You would want it to be like a woman golf instructor rather than a man golf instructor, because you guys can relate to the things that you guys both doing on course.
Yeah, and women, biologically, their bodies are different, so my body's not going to do everything that your body's going to do. Our swings are going to be different. Obviously, I'm not as strong as you, that kind of thing. So, like, women know that. Like, whereas a man, like, they're giving you lessons based on, like, what they know and what they do. So, obviously, a woman's perspective is a lot and better.
Again, it all falls under the same category of just having more women being the face of golf. In addition to that $40 million bonus pool, Paige Spearnik is 100% right. She is someone who's promoting the game of golf, getting more golfers to come. She has this tight-knit fan base who are playing golf and doing the things that she's doing. Now, granted, some of that fan base is men, but majority of it is women, because again, you can relate.
I mean,
that's
okay. Men can be fans of women,
right?
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you were saying, Paige Spearnik is 100% right. She's influencing golf. She's getting people to play golf just by her media outlet, just by her, her fan base. So 100% it shouldn't be offered just to PGA Tour players, because there's many other people getting people out there to play golf than just PGA Tour golfers.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, Alyssa, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you taking the time out. I had a whole bunch of fun. I know Ronnie wish he can be here with you. I'm sure he's going to call you along the way and ask you to play a round of golf or something. You think you can do it?
Yeah, definitely. I think I can handle Ronnie.
Man, Ronnie is a dude. I mean, he's just out there having fun, drinking, betting on golf, playing a whole bunch of golf games.
Love it.
Loud guy. He's someone, I think, to be honest with you guys, Ronnie would be good for the face of golf for like a woman because he would make it fun for them. He
I
would
mean,
know
I
what to
definitely
do.
feel comfortable playing with him. He's a fun guy. He's doesn't take things too seriously.
Right. Yeah. He would create a golf game for you guys to play and have fun with him. That's another man who just loves to have fun. And I think, like you were saying before, if there's someone out there who can make golf fun for women and golf fun for people in general, people younger. Listen, guys, it's not just women, because there's many men out there, younger aged men, who are scared of the game of golf, just like what you were saying.
Yeah,
definitely because of age difference. Like, when I was young in the game of golf, I didn't want to play 18 holes because I was scared to slow play. I was scared to slow everyone down.
And I think a lot nowadays, like, people just think like you're out there just to mess around, like you're just out there to drink and have a good time and not take things seriously.
Right. And even so, like, that's okay too. Like, if you want to go out there and have fun playing golf, like, do so. Whatever you need to do. I'm all for growing the game of golf as just a whole,
making it fun.
Whether it's for anybody, listen, I play with a whole bunch of people who are older than me as well. I like to make it fun for them, even if they're not playing well. I like it to make it fun, where they're having a good time and they could just remember that moment to keep on wanting and coming back to the golf course and things of that nature. So, like I was saying, I think Ronnie would be really fun to play with, and hopefully you guys get intact. I would love to be out there too with you guys, and I think it could be a good round.
Actually, that leads me to my question. I mean,
oh, you're gonna ask me?
I'm gonna ask you a question now. I'm the host.
Okay.
So, what do you think your favorite moment with Ronnie is? I mean, I've been watching the show. Have my own towel tag from watching the show.
How'd you get that?
From watching the show.
So you watched the show and you just bought a towel tag?
Yeah.
There you go.
I got 2 for myself, 2 for my father.
There you go.
Big fan of towel tags.
Solid.
Never had a towel in my bag until I got this.
Really?
It's helpful. Handy.
Clubs are clean now.
Oh,
You're all in. Okay.
Very clean.
Okay.
So what's your best Ronnie memory you have with Ronnie?
My best Ronnie moment, or my favorite time with Ronnie, I don't know. I've been with him. I'm with him every week. We talk on the phone for endless hours. I would have to say my favorite Ronnie moment may have to come. We did an episode and it never aired, but it was and I hope his wife's not watching this, and if she is, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
But we were at this thing that they called the New Jersey PGA show, or it was like the New Jersey Golf Expo. And there was this massager heat pack type of thing. And the girl was just she was selling Ronnie, and she was like this middle.
She's doing her job.
She was like this, maybe in her late 20s, early 30s girl, and she was wearing like these tight tights or tight yoga pants, whatever you call them. Her belly ring was showing, and she goes to Ronnie and she goes, "Why don't you come here?" She started calling him Poppy. She said, "Come here, Poppy." She said, "Let me show you how this works." And he said, "Okay." You know how Ronnie is, like he's like this big outgoing man. He goes, "Sure, I'll try it." So this girl starts massaging him in the middle of the golf expo, which is like this big warehouse in front of thousands of people, starts massaging Ronnie. And we had the cameras rolling, and Ronnie was like, he started making these sounds and stuff.
Oh, God.
While she's like massaging his shoulder to this heat pack. Ronnie ends up walking out of that fucking booth with, no joke, $300 in heat packs because this girl was massaging him. I would say that's my favorite Ronnie moment out of endless, but if Ronnie's wife's watching, I'm sorry. That's just my favorite golf. I have to find that video again because that was just a funny video. But no, Alyssa, we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully you get to play more and more golf as the weather starts to heat up, and have fun out there. Don't let anyone ruin your game. Don't let anyone think of you otherwise. Let them know why you're out there. Let them know you have fun and that you're here to do it and you're here to stay.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. That's all we have for episode, I think this is 68 or 69. I didn't even say it in the top of the show, but that's all we have. That's Alyssa for you. She had a great time on the show. I had a great time interviewing her. Kick it tuned for next week, guys. We're going to come back here. Ronnie, hopefully, will be back in studio with you guys, with me, having a whole bunch of fun. And we'll see you next week. Stay tuned.
Bye.